Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Thursday, May 6th, and we're going to be talking about some NBA DFS picks on both DraftKings and FanDuel. But before we get started, we're going to take a quick look back at yesterday's picks and see how they turned out. So on the DraftKings side, we had Austin Rivers, $3,400, got to 41.75 points, so he was a major hit, over 10 times value there. DeLon Wright, $5,600, got to 54.25, so he was almost a 10 times hit as well. Then we get down to Tobias Harris, $6,800, looking for 34 points out of him. Got to 22.5. He was a miss, but he only played 26 minutes as this game was a blowout. Then we get down to Marvin Bagley, $5,400, got 47 points out of him, so he was a pretty good hit as well. And then Robert Williams down at the bottom here, $5,400, 22.5 points. He was a miss, but he only ended up playing 21 minutes in their blowout as well. So overall, kind of hit or miss day on the DraftKings side. It was really good besides those two blowout games. Then on the FanDuel side, we had DeLon Wright, once again, $5,200, looking for 26 points out of him. Got to 59.4, so he was a massive hit there. Then we had Marcus Smart, $6,200, only got to 24.1 points, so he was a miss. Like I already mentioned, that game was a little bit of a blowout. He still played 29 minutes, though. And then Joe Ingles, $6,000, looking for 30 points, got to 30 points exactly out of him, so he was a hit. Originally in the day, we had Dean Wade in. Switched to Davis Bertans, $4,300, looking for 22 points out of him. Got to 14.5, scored 13 points, only had one assist, nothing else, so that really hurt him overall. He did play enough minutes to, where he should have been relevant at least. Then Robert Williams, once again, $5,400, 24.7 points, so he was a miss, but once again, only played 21 minutes in that blowout. So kind of hit or miss day overall, but there's still some pretty good picks there as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to today's games and the injuries in play. So this is a 7-game slate, and the first game we got is the Bulls and the Hornets. Troy Brown Jr. still out. Zach LaVine could be back today. So Zach LaVine, Nikolai Vucevic, both game time decisions, but looking like they should play. On the Hornets side, they're without Cody Martin, Gordon Hayward, Miles Bridges, and Devonta Graham's probably out once again. Then we move over to Brooklyn Nets, and it's just Chiwuza and Harden out this time. Then for the Dallas Mavericks, we got Terry, Porzingis, and Kleber all out. Probably looking at a starting lineup like they have here. Be interesting to see if Cauley-Stein or Powell starts at center. Seems like they keep alternating back and forth. Then for the Washington Wizards, Hachimura is out once again. Caleb Hutchinson is a game-time decision. We'll see if he ends up playing. Then for the Toronto Raptors, we got Paul Watson and Chris Boucher out once again. Watanabe, Trent, and OG Anunoby are all game-time decisions, but looking like they should all play. Then we move down to the Memphis Grizzlies. We got Grayson Allen as a game-time decision. Looks like he should play. I believe he left yesterday's game, though. Then for the Pistons, pretty much all the same guys out. They've been out for a while now. They're kind of in pseudo-tanking mode. So Wayne Ellington is also a game-time decision. We'll see what happens with him. Then we move down to the Atlanta Hawks, and it's just Hunter and Reddish out. No other injuries at play today. Then for the Pacers, we got Miles Turner still out. And then Sumner, Lamb, Brogdon, and Sampson are all game-time decisions. We'll see who ends up playing out of that group. I believe all four of them did miss yesterday. Then we move over to the Thunder. Povashevsky, Muscala are both out. And then Lou Dort is a game-time decision. And then on the opposite side of that game for the Warriors, we got Eric Paschall, game-time decision, unlikely to play. And then Damon Lee and Kelly Oubre, both game-time decisions. We'll see if they end up playing today. Then for the Lakers, we got Schroeder, LeBron James, and Jared Dudley all out. Talen Horton-Tucker is a game-time decision. He's kind of questionable. The other four are all probable, so they should play once again. Then we got for the Clippers, we just got Serge Ibaka and Amir Coffey out today. But that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries for today's slate. We'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off with point guard Alex Caruso. We played him last time out. He's $4,100, looking for 21 points out of him. Definitely getting the minutes now without Dennis Schroeder out there, without LeBron James. Not too much you can say wrong about him, honestly. So should be a pretty safe play there. Pretty cheap play as well. Caleb Martin, $3,900, looking for 20 points out of him. Only averaging like 12 on the season, but should be in that starting lineup once again. If he's getting 30 minutes, definitely, a cheap points play, especially in terms of guys that are getting minutes today. Then small forward, we got Kevin Durant, $9,900, looking for about 50 points out of him. Averaging about 48.5 on the season, but he's been playing lights out lately. Definitely one of the top pay-up options there is out there. Then at power forward, we got Isaiah Roby, $4,500. Could be in that starting lineup, with Povashevsky out. Looking for 22, 23 points out of him. Averaging 21.5. Pace up spot against the Golden State Warriors. So should be a pretty good game for him overall. And then we got Dwight Powell, $3,500. Looking for 17, 18 points out of him. Been playing pretty well the last 2 games. Been getting pretty good minutes. So probably a guy that you're not going to go too wrong with today. Just a cheap pay down option once again. But if you go with these 5 players, you have $24,100 left over. Just over $8,000 per player. There's a couple of different good pay up options today as well. Russell Westbrook, we've seen Sabonis have 2 70-plus point games out of his last 3 games, so he could be an interesting option as well, even though he's in a priced up spot. Definitely a lot of different options out there. Just be sure to mix and match as much as possible today and find what works for you. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So point guard, once again, Alex Caruso, $3,900. Look for 19, 20 points out of him. Like I already said, on the DraftKings side, getting the minutes, no Dennis Schroeder, no LeBron James. For this price point, you really can't go wrong with him today. Then at shooting guard, I got DeAnthony Melton, $3,900. Got a little bit more minutes. Looking for about 19, 20 points out of him. As long as he's getting the minutes, he's getting you about 20 points. Grayson Allen, he's kind of banged up. Maybe he doesn't end up playing today as well. If that happens, Melton's in the starting lineup. Pretty much a must play at that point in time. Then we move down to Kevin Durant. He's a little bit more expensive on FanDuel, $10,600, looking for 53 points out of him. He's been over that the last 3 games. Like I said, he's been really been playing well. I think it's a matchup that he can do pretty well in once again as well. So no concerns there at all with Kevin Durant. Then we got Isaiah Roby, a little bit more expensive on the FanDuel side, $5,200, looking for 26 points out of him. Definitely can get that today against that Golden State matchup, and especially if he's in that starting lineup once again. Then, last but not least, center was kind of yucky today, honestly. So we got Zubac, and he's $4,300, looking for about 21, 22 points out of him. If he gets the minutes, he's probably going to outproduce that price tag. So definitely a price down spot for him. Pay down for him opens up a couple options elsewhere. But if you go with these 5 guys who have $32,100 left over, just over $8,000 per player. So definitely a little bit of room to mix and match. Pay up for some of these stud players, whether it's a Domantas Sabonis, a Russell Westbrook. Both those guys have been playing like crazy lately. And then you got some other value options throughout the day. But with that being said, these are my picks for today, May 6th, for both FanDuel and DraftKings. If you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. I will be trying to post as much of the injuries and the updates throughout the day as I can. Might miss some of the starting lineups. We do have a baseball game tonight, so probably miss the first couple games, but I'll try to get the rest after that. But with that being said, if you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, and that's truly one for you, the viewers, helping you guys with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you guys with your fantasy football teams, covering all the different football news this off season. Like I said, going to be dropping those draft grades for the divisions for the NFL draft. So if you guys are into that, definitely be sure to check that out. But with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I put up a new video. And like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos like this, and then be sure to be looking out for that NFL draft content. Those draft grades are going to be coming out very, very soon. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Hopefully you all do very well in NBA DFS tonight. And as always, if you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. Definitely here to help you guys out the best that I can. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching this video. I definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me. And I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.